Republican Senator Susan Collins and the Democrat who wants to unseat her, Troy Jackson, both tried to make their case to voters out on the campaign trail today.
News Center Maine's Christian Harsa brings us along to both campaign stops.
Senator Susan Collins was starting her All of Maine bus tour Friday morning in Kittery, and at the same time, an hour away in Westbrook, Troy Jackson was getting to know labor workers.
Cheer on the senator as she pulls up in the bus.
Senator Collins is hitting the road this weekend.
Because what I have always done is represent all of Maine.
I don't think she's very good on labor. I mean, I think she bristles whenever you bring it up. I don't think she's good for working class people.
Jackson points to the decay of the Maine healthcare system as a prime example.
You know, that's not the Maine legislature. I mean, that's the federal government, that's, giving us the shaft, and she's supposed to be the person with the purse strings.
Jackson has been in the spotlight in recent days over an assault charge from when he was 19. He says he has learned from that and denies the report that he physically pushed his partner also when he was 19.
I knew it was untrue. She obviously has said that it's untrue.
Collins didn't comment directly on these reports.
It seems to me that vetting is very important. We learned the failure of vetting with Graham Plattner, but that's really up to the Democrats.
She did respond to the news that ICE is spending up to $20 million on electroshock gloves. Bought with money she voted for.
Is that the sort of use that you envision when you pass that bill?
It's not.
Instead, she says it was to be for extra crowd management training. Jackson isn't convinced that would be enough.
Even with the house cleaning, that can ever be an organization that works well.
Leaving Kittery Friday morning and heading north, Senator Susan Collins' bus tour ends on Sunday in Madawaska. Christian Harsa, News Center Maine.
We are hearing now from a construction worker who was on the Llewellyn Estes or Stillwater Bridge in Old Town yesterday when it collapsed.
His name is David Jermusic, and he's been working construction now for 9 years. He says this is the first time he's ever worked on a bridge that was being built using fiberglass. He also opened up about that moment the bridge came falling down.
It's terrifying. It really was. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Is the bridge totally going to come over on you? What's going to happen? Everybody is running. It was very bad. It was really terrifying. I personally will never work on a fiberglass bridge ever.
Crews from the Maine Department of Transportation are still on that scene. They are working now to learn what caused the bridge to collapse and minimize the impact on the construction schedule going forward. They did not clarify how long the construction delay will be. An update for you now on a story we first told you about right here on News Center Maine at 5. A 17-year-old Massachusetts boy has been charged with murder now after his mother and brother were found dead.
Investigators say that before the deaths, the teen used ChatGPT to search for ideas on how to kill his family. Police found the mom and brother dead on Tuesday. They were called out by the suspect's dad, who requested a wellness check because he hadn't been able to contact his family for hours. The suspect was not at the home. He was found Wednesday morning in his mother's green Honda Accord, which had been reported stolen. It's not clear right now how the family died. After the arraignment hearing, the boy's defense attorney says he did not know they were dead when he left the house.
When he left the house, he did not realize we were dead. So he is, my words, in somewhat of a shock situation.
What was his reaction to learning they were dead?
He couldn't believe it.
The 17-year-old is due back in court in September for a probable cause hearing.
Alec Murdaugh, the disgraced lawyer from South Carolina who was convicted for the murders of his wife and son, back in court today ahead of a possible retrial. In May, nearly 3 years after being found guilty, the South Carolina Supreme Court overturned his conviction, citing jury tampering by a former clerk of court. At today's hearing, prosecutors and defense attorneys argued about the kinds of evidence and testimony that will be allowed in the trial. It is unclear when the judge may rule on any motions. Murdaugh remains in prison, though, after pleading guilty to financial crimes for which he is serving a 60-year sentence. He's maintained his innocence in the deaths of his wife and son.